So there we were. I didn't know what the show was about. You go around these shows, they tend to, generally when you're writing them, it tends to kind of, the material kind of presents to you like what the show's about eventually. And this one was quite, although I knew that was the story I was going to tell and I was going to do that, it was actually about 3 days before the first official performance of this show when I was driving back from a preview in Brighton and I realised what the show's about. It's about context. It's about context. Can you tell a joke at any point you like? Yeah, but depending on the context. If the context is right, absolutely fill your boots. Comedy's the same as politics. Can you trot your politics out at any point you like? I mean, if the context's all right, can you say, does the man have it hard into somebody's face? Of course you can. If they're stood on the back of a yacht complaining that somebody's late with the champagne, fill your boots. If they're smoking a cigarette close to tears near a bin, I'd leave it alone. It's just... Those kids in that photograph, like, is that funny? Like, yeah, in a context, because everybody in that photograph is laughing. They're all clearly mates. They're displaying a comfort with each other that's perhaps missing in the wider world. There's a context, like, is it offensive? Like, yeah, it is a little bit, but it only becomes really offensive when you put it in a newspaper, which none of those children did. An adult did, and the adult should have known better. And you lot, earlier on this evening, you were all having a good old laugh at Paul Cattermole, weren't you? Which, when you break it down, is a man who, through no fault of his own, broke his back, couldn't work, went bankrupt, and was forced to sell the only thing he had left. And you're all like, and you're right, fuck him. You know why? Because he's not here. If he was sat there, he'd be the biggest gang of arseholes in London. But he's not, so fill your boots. So I was like, right, I reckon that's what the show's about. And Sarah was like, is that how you're going to end it? I was like, I think that's how I'm going to end it. I think that'll be a good ending. And she went, no. She went, no, you've got to end it how you said you were going to originally end the show in January when you started writing the show. And I said, I don't think I can do that. I don't think I can end the show how I said I was going to end it in January. I don't think that would be appropriate to the thing and then go through the whole hospital thing and then come back to that. And she said, well, you have to. And I said, why? And she said, because it would make me laugh. And I went, well. And she went, you can't prance around the world doing shows saying that you live to make me laugh if you won't end that show in a way that would make me laugh. And I was like, checkmate. So, I have performed this show now, I don't know, about 60 times. I performed it all over the country. I performed it in Vietnam. We are recording it here this evening. It is the final performance of Sunflower this evening. And I think I might, I'm not sure, but I might have found a way to end it like that. But in all other 60 performances, it's been ropey. So with one more chance to get it right, let's have a go. Now, I think I was going to end it on like a big speech about like the privileges that we have and things that we can do. And there are things in parts of the world that people can't do. There are things in London that we can do here tonight. In Soho, there are things that you and I, we're privileged to be able to do. And there are people in parts of the world, they can't do those things. And I think that we should celebrate those things by doing those things, right? So I want to end the show here this evening by doing something that we are all privileged to be able to do, that there are people in parts of the world that they can't do that. Now, will you join me, sir? Will you join me in doing that? Just say yes. I mean, for God's sake. I mean, the last night, mate. I mean, come on. It's yes. No, everyone else as well. Yes, will you do it too? Yeah. Will you do it too? Yeah, let's fucking do this. Nobody I'd rather be. I am the one and only. You can't take that away from me. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a privilege talking to you this evening. Thank you very much. Thank you. Now, it is the last night, so it's a very special night for me, obviously, and we are recording it this evening, which is great. Thank you very much for coming down for that. And I think to end it tonight, the most appropriate thing to do would be for you to join me for one night only for welcoming to the stage, Mrs. Sarah Millerick.